what's going on, what the goings on, y'all. If you hear noise in the background, you know it's real. You know what I'm talking about? Got a lot of things going on today, and might be some noise that's just unfamiliar to your ears in the background. Ladies and gents, just ignore it and let's keep it moving when we grooving. You understand me? We're gonna get it together. Um, there was a Victor Wembanyama sighting yesterday, and the New York City. Excuse my language. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they will be going to a game 7, which will be probably Saturday. And over the weekend, we can chill. And on Tuesday, the finals shall be televised. You know what I'm saying? It'll be game 1, but it shall be televised. The score on the game was the Thunder. The Thunder had 91, and the San Antonio Spurs had 118. Now, as far as the game go, like Wemby did and all the other wins he didn't have, he came out first. He got up on them. You know what I'm saying? He made his buckets. He did what he had to do with his position. And you looked up, and the score was like, I think he scored like the first 12 points. All I know is he ended up with like 28, but he scored like 22 in the first half. You feel me? He had a block in the first half. I think he had 2 blocks in the first half and like 6 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? And they was up like 12. I don't think they ever got lower than 10 on being up. Maybe, no, during the third quarter it was 8s and 9s. But for the most part, they led the whole game. You feel me? And they ain't let their foot off the gas. Every time you thought something was going to happen, Castle made it happen. Even Dylan Harper, he had been missing for like 2 games. You feel me? He finally hit a 3, and praise God. I was like, oh yeah, they back on again. You feel me? Vassell in game 5 and in this game 6 was doing his thing coming off the bench. You know what I'm talking about? He a Florida boy. He came off the bench. He was always a shooter. He was a shooter in Florida. You feel me? They just ain't giving the ball much because they had a light-skinned brother that was a point guard that was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Ironically, he's on the opposite team. But no here nor there. Vassell did his thing. Castle did his thing. Dylan Harper did his thing. When it comes to the Oklahoma City Thunder, I just don't think that they put their foot on the gas. You feel me? They kind of just let up and cruised and figure that they'll just save some of their energy for game 7. At least that's what I'm hoping, and that's what I'm predicting, because it looked like they had ran out of gas. You feel me? Like they ain't had no more answers. This is the best thing they can come up with, and it ain't looking good because they double teaming Shea Butter. They double team him firing often. You feel me? Anytime he come down the court, as soon as he get through half court, they own him. Excuse me, language. They own him like flies, like white on rice, as they used to say. You know what I'm saying? And he got to get the ball up. Who's gonna be your other person that makes the ball move? And they ain't got no other ball movers. So once the ball leave his hands, it kind of just they do their passes now, but like making your own shot is what I should say. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got another player that can make their own shot, so it's kind of hard once he rotate the ball to give it. Who he gonna give it to? Holmgren. Holmgren only gonna do that maybe 1 quarter. He might even do it in 2 quarters, but he ain't gonna do it all 4. Hartenstein tried. He had like 10 points, but he ain't want to put the ball on the floor. He around the basket type nigga. Anything over 10 feet, It might be a tight fight. You feel what I'm saying? Then you got other people that can put it on the floor, like Jalen Williams. He can put it on the floor, but he got the hamstring injury. You feel what I'm saying? Wallace, he can put it on the floor, but shit, you seen when he was a veteran with the Bobcats. He do it when he feel like it. He periodic, not all through the game type shit. And the rest of the people that come off the bench are shooters. So if they can, once the ball leave his hands, it's a wrap pretty much. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what it was looking like in that Thunder game. They was just, once they got that one rotation, if he can't go to work, this combobulation happens. We need somebody who can put the ball on the floor. The Thunder got like 3-4 different people that could, the Spurs got like 3-4 different people that can put the ball on the floor. So it's a tight fight for Mr. Shea Butter. But you know what I'm saying? If he get the jump on him, that's usually who win. You know what I'm talking about? You got to come out with a vicious intent. Or, you know what I'm talking about? It might be a wrap for their Oklahoma City Thunder. But like I said, I still got the Oklahoma City Thunder winning. You know what I'm talking about? Till Wemby can prove me wrong. That's who I got. So it's a lot of theatrics in this one here today. So, you know, we're going to get straight to it. Because we know how to do it. You understand me? Shout out to Young M.A. Young M.A. has an album coming out May 28th. You know me, I'm out. You got to watch my story. You know I'm listening. You know I synced it. You know I soft it. You know what I'm talking about? It sounds like it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only avenue that's really been letting me down lately, and that's the music aspect. People ain't listening no more. They just want a catchy hook and beat. But yeah, I like that. That's what's up. Shout out to Young Dolph and Young Von. You know what I'm saying? I guess the sons of Young Dolph and Young King Von took a photo. I think that photo was kind of old though, sir. I think they been here took that picture. You know what I'm saying? They might even be a little older. You know what I'm saying? I think that picture was like 3 years old, sir. But shout out to you for taking the time out to talk about the pick and how this is how the youth should be. You feel me? Even though the fathers was beefing down me, us as kids, we got a beef. We can become close friends. You feel me? And we can stop the badness. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that's what's up. Now, this is something this has been down my timeline this week, right? And I figure it's Friday, I'm gonna talk about it. So you got I called it the right hand of the law. So I guess someone got pulled over, a paraplegic got pulled over while driving, right? The young officer comes up to the car and says, I witnessed you have what he said, what kind of device was it? It wasn't a tempering device. It was a telephone device. That's what he said. Or an operating device. Either way it go, he said he seen that you had your phone in your right hand. The lady proceeds to put her hand up, and there's no hand there. So she states again, like, you saying that you seen me put my right hand up that I had the phone in my right hand. And the officer, man, you must have been off something. The officer says, yes, this is what I'm stating to you. And she raised her right hand again. Like, you see, I don't have a right hand. So how could I possibly have a phone in my right hand? The officer proceeded to talk like he was reading out a first grade educational book. Went back to his car and still proceeded to write the ticket. After I'm talking about, you can clearly see and make the statement, "You're wrong, sir. She don't have a hand. So how did she have a device in that hand?" Like you, and then this is why I'll be persistent on you knowing what you're supposed to know. So she like, so you wrote on that ticket that I had an operating device in my right hand, and he like, well, I didn't quite. Well, no, you should have stated what you actually said, sir, instead of what you presume or what you gonna put on this piece of paper to make you sound like an educated person. You know what I'm saying? Or a person that knows exactly what the law is or know exactly what's going on. You feel me? You finna make it seem like I ain't know what was going on. Make sure you do that literally and accurately. So I guess she has been to court since this incident, and all the charges were dismissed. But all the charges shouldn't even have been rolled up due to the fact whatever your eyes was playing, they was tricking the shit out you. Excuse my language. I don't mean to offend or harm anyone. This is my disclaimer. But yeah, your eyes was playing tricks on you, brother. But shout out to the cop and shout out to the young lady who got off like she was supposed to. Now, this is crazy how law truly works, bro. So I guess a young elder or older statesman. I don't even know what his age is. I want to say he around my age, so he a youngin. But no, I guess a younger gentleman caught a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? And he caught the pedophile. I guess after a young assailant notified him that his daughter had been taken to the woods by the assailant. So he rushed to try to find this assailant. Once he found him, he proceeded to put his hands on him. You feel me? Because he had caught him. I don't know if he caught him in the act or he caught him, but he caught him with a 5-year-old child, which was his child, nonetheless. And when he caught the young man or elder statesman, it doesn't really matter to me. When he caught him, he proceeded to beat him to death. Now they trying to charge this man with attempted murder, maybe even manslaughter, but I think he should just get a slap on the wrist. He literally caught a pedophile in the act, and he did what any other citizen or any other civil servant, whatever you want to call him. This is what you need to do. Beat him till you can't beat him no more. No, they might get petty and say the senseless beating was uncalled for, but you know what I'm saying? He could have lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? His mind definitely wasn't in the right frame. You feel me? He killed the man. But at the same time, you know, you speaking from one father to another, he did exactly what he was supposed to. Beat him to a bloody pulp and nigga send me to jail. Because I'm going to jail for mine. Point blank period. It ain't nothing else to talk about. Ain't nothing else to do. You understand me? I'm glad he caught. And this is one father to another. I'm glad he caught it. I'm better him than a pedestrian catches him and does nothing. Now the baby got different kind of traumas going on. She gonna always remember her daddy took care of her. Might even be for the best. But shout out to the parents. Shout out to the 5-year-old. Even a shout out to the unalive person. You feel me? Because without none of y'all, I wouldn't have what I'm having right now. But yeah, good brother. Kudos to you. A Black Panther Party situation happens. I don't even know where it happened because I didn't even bother writing it down. But guess what? I guess the the police decided they wanted to raid a black female at that. I guess it was some type of I don't know, was it a headquarters or whatnot? But I guess it was one of the Black Panther Party's headquarters. And I guess a pedestrian, if that's what you want to call them, they end up calling them a suspect and had a warrant for them. But a pedestrian ran up in there, you know what I'm saying, looking for shelter. So the police department went and got a warrant, and basically the Black Panther Party, like, we don't know nothing about nothing. Nah, it was assailants. It was people in there, and they was like, well, we didn't see the warrant. We asked for it. They wouldn't wait on none of us to come down to see what was going on. They just automatically assumed that we was in the wrong. And it's like, she was, one of the workers was stating that she didn't want to open the door because you got illegal immigrants in there. You feel me? Some of these people either ain't seen their family or want to see their family, or this is what they going about. This is the best way to go about doing what I'm doing, and I ain't want to open the door and subject them to questioning and probably even incarceration. I respect that, but at the same time, you got a suspect, sir, or ma'am, or whoever decided they wanted to open the door. You got to open the door and let the police do their job. Now, if they're going to do the wrong job, that's on you as the Black Panther Party to set a precedence, not avoid the president before he even had time to give you the gift. You already rejecting it. You don't know what's going on. It could be a brighter day. If you had some education about yourself, could jumping the gun. That's the problem with a lot of us black folks right now. We jump the gun on everything. Don't even know what's going on. Just be in that bitch. But in the raid, though, they did what they needed to do after all that was said and done. The suspect is arrested. You know what I'm saying? And it don't look like did nobody else go to jail. So you got a broke door for no reason. Speaking of no more locked doors, shout out to Tory. He's an interviewer. Tory and Mrs. Chanel Bryant. So I guess Tory is also the young man that got into it with Mary J. Blige. So you see how long Tory was also one of the. It's all over YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you want to go on. Tory is also the person that interviewed R. Kelly. So Tory been around a long time. Tory been around since the insurgent of BET. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's a gay man, but he's always in somebody's mess. You feel me? And in this case, it's Chanel Bryant. And this how it worked. So work it. She got a story. Tory knew that she was a hothead, and if he pushed the right buttons, she gonna say the wrong things. And he just sat back and waited, and he got all the juicy gossip out of it. Her talking back and forth, her talking over the interviewers, she was really disrespecting herself instead of understanding what the assignment. You feel me? If she'd have looked around, she'd have been able to see that they was playing the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? And then he kept stating that he wanted to do his job. You could have been did your job by just cutting the interview. You could have cut it all the way to one camera and spoke your piece and let it be what it's going to be. And whatever it turned out was whatever it was going to turn out. But you wanted the information. You needed the juice to keep juicing. So you just let her keep talking. She going to put her foot in her mouth. And Chanel Bryant, you a doctor, you should know that. Ain't you in psychology? You should know when somebody doing something, when there's somebody trying to shoot the, what they call that? Shoot the move. Make the play happen. That's what you do. That's what this is where trolling come in at. You know what I'm saying? I'll troll you too if you gonna let me do it. But yeah, shout out to Torre and Mrs. Bryant. Shout out to the challenge that Icewear Vezo put out for the song "It's Going On." You feel me? And I like the way you said, well, look, I don't want all the old people, the people that's been out or the people that got some kind of motion. You know what I'm talking about? You don't need to have nothing going on. I need something new on this dang on thing. You okay, man? You understand me? You know what I'm talking about? And I like that. That make these artists that's out here right now. I'm challenging you to make something happen. You always talking about making something happen. Here it is. Shout out to you, Iceberg. Oh, Ice. My bad. My bad. I swear, Villa. A 16-year-old was found in the woods dead. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't even get the name of the person that was found dead, but I did get the name of the two individuals that put him there. So you got Skylar Powell, she 24. Then you got Ayana Mason, 20. And she's 16, right? So we did lost 3 lives. All because you wanted to force this woman into a trunk. You know what I'm saying? Then you drove her to the woods, and you could have got away with it too, but you had poison ivy. So you had to go to the doctor, and then that's when they found out the situations, right? All that could have been avoided if you'd have just stopped hanging out with adolescents. You hanging out with people younger than you because your mind probably young at the same time. Like I said, if you hear the background, just please ignore this. Just is what it is today. We're going relatively what it is. You feel me? But yeah, you brought it to the woods. You got the poison ivy on you. Now you got to confess to the situation because they got to know where the poison ivy come from because it's different kinds. You feel me? It could be the one that just itch you. You'll be all right. It could be the one that's fatal, and you got to take medicine in order for it to clear up, or it's going to spread throughout your body, and you might not wake up. So definitely got to see what's going on. You feel me? And you probably swole up because Ayana Mason is the one with that had the poison ivy. You feel me? Well, yeah. Shout out to the mom that walked across the stage for her son when he got ready to graduate. We talking about Dion Wildly III. Name again is Dion Wildly III. He was from Saginaw High. He got killed a week before he was supposed to be able to graduate high school, and his mom decided to pick that diploma up. Shout out to you, Mom Dukes. You feel me? Most people wouldn't even dare. You know what I'm talking about? And for you to go out your way in order to make sure your son still completed the mission. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Dallas Fire Department. Y'all put out a big blaze over the weekend, and it was some casualties. I still ain't got the casualties. I bet they had the casualties for you on Monday though. But yeah, all I remember is the young man coming on the TV talking about he pulled a little young lady from the wreckage. You know what I'm talking about? And he said he set her on the grass, and then the ambulance came and scooped her up. Just that simple. I seen a lot of Mexicans that was out there talking about they couldn't find their sister and find their nephew. It was mayhem for the fire. So we gonna shout out Dallas and the fire department and hope all is well. Shout out to the streamer that supposedly wanted to kick the baby out of a concert he was having. I guess a streamer decided to throw a concert, and he probably just didn't like the way the baby was doing whatever the baby was doing. So he decided that he wanted to kick the baby out. Now this is where, damn, they don't even respect you guys for real, for real. They know you got low security. They know that this ain't backed by no big company, so they can basically go and move how they want to. You feel me? And they can talk and say what they want to. You feel me? You got security. If you don't got security, you got a CCW license. So shit, you can definitely get rid of the guy. But at the same time, that don't mean you can't get one without the other. That don't mean that you could disrespect him because he a streamer. Now the baby, it's been like 2 or 3 different instances where, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say you ain't holding your own, but you disrespecting the people that's actually paying you. You feel me? You can't keep running around here with a chicken with your head cut off and expecting the motherfucker to have you back. You know what I'm talking about? And you doing it on your own just ain't it. This sound like that's what it was. You getting your own little couple dollars. Cause shit, ain't nobody getting paid. Who getting paid off the stream? You feel me? You. And they probably cut some concert dates because the song it lasted for 2-3 months, but now it's so dry that they looking for the next. That's what's wrong with the world. And nobody letting that shit soak in for months no more. You got 90 days at most before it gotta happen again. And the majority of the time it don't happen at all. But yeah, I guess the baby just kept on singing. The guy tried to put him out, say he was being disrespectful, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't no telling how he was being disrespectful. I mean, for a person to say, no, I don't want you on the stage, I don't care if he was being petty or not. No, I want you on the stage, and then you just keep going. Shit, both of y'all petty, let me tell it. But there's no here nor there, you know what I'm talking about? I guess we ain't gonna talk about how petty I was. We talk about how petty he is. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker tell you to get the fuck on. Why you ain't get the fuck on? You know what I'm talking about? Why you want to make extra nonsense for yourself? Why you need a viral moment at this point? Because that's basically what this is going to be. Because I ain't going to be the only one talking about the baby and how he disrespected the streamer. They're gonna bring this up for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I advise you, because I don't even know if it's going to be a next time. You feel me? Because these the guys that run the world. I keep trying to tell you that. But obviously, you don't want to listen. You want to do it your way. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I respect you doing it your way. It's just everybody else don't have to. And when you start losing percentages and losing people because you ain't got the funds to feed nobody, we acting funny and talking crazy and disrespecting motherfuckers and, you know, acting like you ain't got no sense. Yeah, that's my advice to you, the baby. I don't know about this next one, might be the last one, and then we gonna get on up out of here, y'all. So, we got a young man named Vincent Good. He's 53. I don't know what apartment complex it was, but he was found unalive in the alley. At least that's what it looked like. It looked like an alleyway, so it might be a street. Like I guess the street in Monroe. There's like a street, but then they go into the Kroger's. So it's like a half a street, and then it go into the parking lot of the parking structure. So it's an alleyway is what we call it. So I think he was in a situation like that, and say that he was cutting into pieces in the alleyway. You feel me? Say somebody that was looking for scraps found his body in a suitcase. Say his sister, let me see, let me make sure I got it. Say his girlfriend, her sister, her boyfriend, and the girlfriend's daughter, um, I guess had this kind of notion. You feel me? But he like, sources that was around the situation say that it's always a domestic dispute at that particular apartment. So I guess they probably had a domestic dispute. People in the apartment complex like, oh, that's just Vince and his girl, and them they drunk and acting like they ain't got no sense. It'll calm down. That's like, wow, it's the same old situation. And how neighbors is. They ain't trying to get off in your business. At least this day and age, they ain't trying to get off in your business. They don't care about nothing you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So once they seen the commotion, they just like, oh, that's just commotion coming from over there. It'll be over with. But yeah, they found him in the alley a week later, and like I said, the girlfriend, her sister, the boyfriend of the daughter, no, the boyfriend of the sister, and the daughter of the sister carved this man up, put him in a suitcase, and set him outside. You feel me? After the situation was what the situation was, she confessed to the actual crime. Come on now. We all know what the ramifications of the situations is definitely gonna be. She gonna get in there and say that she was domestically abused, and it's been going on for years. And it definitely depends on what county it was. Because if it was in California, if it was in Florida, Arizona, all the western states, if she mess around and get like 5 years and come home. And everything be everything, like ain't nothing left. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, I ain't got enough details to even get further into that, because it's definitely gonna be a lot, especially with them having cause of domestic violence before. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no telling how intense that ever got. You feel me? I got one more little situation, and then we gone. We out of here. So I seen a statement made going down my little timeline, and it was about putting the glasses on and taking the glasses off type situation. And it was basically like, once you put the glasses on, it's 3 things to come with it. You can't never take them off. This came from Dick Gregory. So whoever had that notion in his brain, that's how it worked, bro. You can't never take them off. You can't never make a motherfucker see what you see. And once you see it, you can't never see it again. I mean, once you see it, you can't never unsee it. And that's how the glasses work, bro. Once you realize the deception, you can't never be deceived again, because you know where the deception coming from. You know what the deception is, and you gotta decipher if you really want to fuck with the deception or make the deception work for you. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go, you gonna be working. It just depends on what side you're working on, the good side or the bad. It's definitely good and evil in the world. You just gotta decipher what side plantation you gonna live on, cause you definitely living, cause you just breathe, just like I did. So you definitely alive. Look, you feel me? You definitely did what you needed to do in order to get things done. You feel me? It's just, once you put them glasses on, you can see what everybody else don't want to get done, and you can see what everybody else need to get done. You just see what you need to see, and it's on you to navigate through and make this shit positive, a positivity. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta make your life positivity, period. And if not, it's gonna be negative from now until the day you leave here. So either way it go, you're gonna be on the side of good or the side of evil. That's my notion for the day. What side are you on? And if you see, what is that? You see the light bulbs, you know it's real. And with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's gone, I'm gone.